The Santa Dash is coming back to town. Join Beatson Cancer Charity this year at the Santa Dash at Glasgow Green on the 8th of December, 2024. Run, jog, walk or hop on your sleigh. It's time to do your festive 5K. Registration for the Glasgow Santa Dash is now open.
Hello, I'm Laura Boyd and welcome to another episode of Beatson Talks. Now, today we're discussing a very important topic that I know so many cancer patients face during their treatment: hair loss during chemotherapy. And I'm delighted to be joined by two wonderful guests, Marj and Rhona, who are experts in helping patients through this experience. So, ladies, I mean, you look so gorgeously glam. If you're listening to this as a podcast, you can't see them, but they look absolutely beautiful. Can you both introduce yourselves and tell me a bit about what it is you do with the patients?
So my name is Rhona and I've worked for the Beatson Cancer Charity for I think almost 11 years now, and I looked after the wig and hair department. I still do, and I look after the running of the centre as well.
Yeah, the Wellbeing Centre that we all love.
Yeah,
it's such a kind of haven within the hospital, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
It's amazing. And Marj, what about yourself?
Hello, yep, I'm Marj and I've been with the charity for about 8 years. Rhona's my boss.
Is she a good boss?
She's a great boss. She's a great
student.
So I'm lucky enough to kind of just be there for patients and their families and offer them kind of support and advice, practical support and maybe emotional support as well. Mm-hmm. So I'm really lucky to have that job.
Mm-hmm. And I know from first-hand experience, when you receive a cancer diagnosis, there are a million questions going through your head. What's my treatment going to be? Am I going to survive? And right up there for me was, am I going to lose my hair? And I know that'll be the case with so many people. You guys must hear that time and time again, I take it, from people. Yeah. But Marj, what is the process of choosing a wig? What is that kind of first step? Talk us through that.
I mean, it can be, in the eyes, I mean, patients are pretty scared at the thought of the process. Hopefully, at the end of the process, they're maybe not as scared. Quite often, people leave and say, oh, that wasn't as bad as I thought. Mm-hmm. They can come to our centre, make an appointment, and we kind of look at their hair and we kind of match up the kind of texture and colour. And most people want to look relatively similar to how they look before they've started their treatment. They've got blonde hair and they go, well, I really want to see myself as a brunette. So they do change, but most people want to kind of look similar to how they see themselves before they start their treatment. We look at a number of styles and colours, and we match up what they want and we order it. Mm-hmm. Or if we've got something there they can walk away that day with their bag, with their new hair. The charity also gives them like a stand and products and a brush, and we talk them through everything, all aspects of how to care for it, how to put it on. And we just tell them that we're there for them the whole time. Like, should their hair start to shed, they just phone us, they can come in and we can help them out with it, because it's not something you want to deal with on your own.
Yeah, and it's amazing to have that support there, because it is such a daunting thing. But the nice thing is, I mean, the results are incredible. Some people just look like, new people, don't they? You get some really stunning wigs now, don't you, Rhona?
Yeah. It's gorgeous.
Yeah, it can have a really positive impact on your life when you're going through such a horrible thing and you feel that you don't look yourself. Yeah. That can be part of the journey of bringing you back to feeling a bit better about yourself.
Yeah, I think that is one of the biggest things. That's when they're looking in the mirror, they just want to see themselves, don't they? They want to look in that mirror and see them. And it's what Marj said, it's terrifying. So when you pick something and you try it on and they look back and they see themselves, it's a wonderful feeling to see that for us as well.
Yep. Changes
and for them, because anybody that finds out that they're going to be losing their hair, that's the first thing that they're not being vain. It's not being like that. They might have younger children. They've got everything else that's going on with that, and they might be scared of all these different things. And sometimes they are the ones that are trying to be the strong one for the whole family. So they want to just look like themselves and be like themselves, because they are the rock, and sometimes it's okay for them to be a wee bit upset in our room, because that's what we're there for. And when they walk out the the Wellbeing Centre. It's
like a different
amazing.
person.
A different person.
Yeah.
They want to show everybody. Sometimes they stop. Do you like my new hair? Don't they?
We like to show
We
each
like
other.
to show each
I'm
other.
like, Rhona,
come on,
what do you
see
think?
that? Yeah.
And they're
I'm
like
Marj,
buzzing
look
when
at
they
this
leave.
one. Oh,
It's a proud moment.
Oh,
I
yeah.
imagine it must be a really satisfying
Oh, yeah.
and fulfilling job.
Yeah.
Because you're helping people
Definitely.
take that step towards, as you
Yeah.
say, feeling like themselves
just
again
to
and
be
feeling
like them.
better.
Yeah. Because I think if you're, you know what it's like, if your hair's done and you've got your makeup on, you feel like you can go through anything with that. So I think they feel like I'm going to get medicine that's going to make me unwell, and then I'm going to look unwell. So they're, so I think that whole thing of they can look good and it makes them come in and they've put their makeup on. You'll always see them when they first come in for that first appointment, sometimes just to have a wee consultation with us. They're a wee bit scared, and then they start trying on things, and then they think, oh, this isn't as bad as what I thought it was going to be.
Or if their husbands are waiting outside, or their
reactions,
relatives, and you see the husbands and their eyes light up, and they're like, "I've got
my wife
back," or
Yeah.
my friend, or and you just see the other people's reaction, and that blows you away.
because they can see that, oh, this is going to be okay.
Yeah, that's a good moment.
And for men as well.
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean, I guess because you immediately think of women, long hair and things, but it's such it makes everyone feel so, or not everyone. Some people are very comfortable with it. Some people look great with the long hair, don't they?
Yeah.
But if you aren't comfortable, regardless of your sex, it's important to get that step towards making you feel a bit more normal again. Are they more comfortable now, the wigs? Have they got better?
Well, I would think they definitely have got better since,
Yeah.
Yeah, I think a lot of people used to think of the word, they'll get an NHS wig. So they used to think, oh,
Alarm bells.
like, oh no. But they've always been there. I think it's just way back. You used to have to put some money towards it with your prescription, but we're so lucky for where we are that we're given a prescription and that funds the actual, the whole part of like the wig. So we're lucky because we've got a very good supplier that we can use, and the wigs are fantastic.
They're amazing.
So what
Really
you're working with is good for us as well, because
we're confident because the wigs are like, they're light, they're breathable.
Yeah.
Things like having a root fade, it's dead simple, but looking as if you need your colour done,
it's natural.
gives the illusion that it's far more natural than maybe what was offered
and they're
before.
Easy, to work with. A wee shake and
we
pop
can
it
cut
on.
them and personalise them if you want a fringe. You
All
braid them.
different
If you've got a wedding, you can put an updo.
Wow.
So
And
people
then-
come in if they've got weddings and we can style them and stuff. So
That must be lovely for you guys as well, to be
nice.
able to do that. And you touched on it there, so you don't have to pay for them, because I guess when you are first diagnosed with cancer, there are so many costs you don't think of. For the majority of people, they're not working, there are various things, other things you have to consider. So knowing that service is available and that you can get these for free. Not everyone chooses to wear a wig, as we said. Some people look gorgeous with a, that they're kind of skinheads. Or I went to I think it was the Look Good, Feel Better class at Maggie's run. And I remember seeing the women come out and they had the headscarves on and they're, a bit of makeup and their earrings, and they just transformed. They look absolutely stunning. So there are other options to wigs as well, aren't there? And do you guys talk about that too?
Yeah, we have that service as well. We do the scarf tying. As you said, wigs aren't for everybody. So we like to give them all that different option, but no, the scarf tying is lovely.
Patients' family members sometimes to come in for the scarf tying lesson, because if the patient's looking in the mirror, it's quite hard for them. So I've had quite a few daughters or mums or even husbands, they feel part of it because they've been able to help. So that's
and actually nice that everyone can be involved.
Because people feel helpless when their family members going through something like that.
What are the kind of most common questions that arise if someone comes in for a consultation? What are their worries?
Well, I would probably say what they always ask, is it going to hurt? Is it going to be sore? When they lose their hair, they think that is this going to be, because it can be. Their scalps, especially depending on their cycle of their treatment and stuff like that, even after one treatment, their scalp could be really tender, sore to touch. But we like to tell them, don't be alarmed if that does happen, because that's the process that they might feel. Not everybody does feel that. They might brush their hair and they'll see some hair on the brush. They might see it on their clothes. So they're starting to panic a little bit because they think, it's the process is starting to happen. Yeah. We like to calm them down a wee bit with that as well, because sometimes it is just maybe shedding their hair and it's not coming out in the clumps. So we try to keep them, feeling safe with that as well, that we're there to, if we need to cut their hair, it's the last option that we have to do. Yeah. Some people want it. Some people are really keen for it because they feel they're in control of it then and they're taking control. But then we have other patients that you would say you wouldn't do that at all, because if you'd done that, you would probably take them back the way and they would be then scared. So we've just got to pick that time and we go along with them. We let them pick and we're there.
We offer a first haircut when their hair does grow back, and it's great because we get to see them again, find out how their treatment's been.
And it must be nice as well to have that kind of safe and comfortable and understanding environment to do it in, because I know my own hairdresser is amazing and she's, she deals with a lot of patients with different forms of hair loss, and you do feel very safe in there. But I guess there'll be other people who maybe don't know how to handle that, or you don't want to get your hair shaved in public, so having a centre where you can go and do that, it's beautiful, it's really nice and comfortable.
We can shut the door. We've
Turn
got a few different rooms, one of which has got like a really nice balcony with flowers.
We were talking about the different variations there, so Rhona, we established that I had come to see you a few years ago because I was on chemotherapy tablets and had kept my hair, and I'd always had mad coloured hair, loved it, did everything to it. And then I noticed just all of a sudden it really thinned so much to the point that I couldn't really leave it down. And it was upsetting. It was horrible. And I remember coming to see you and we were discussing options, and my hairdresser advised, she said, why not try tape extensions? Because I still did have a bit and I've never looked back. And
it's all about confidence, isn't it?
It's that thing.
Whatever works for
And I remember getting them the first time and I was like, I've got my hair back.
I look like me.
Actually, the whole idea was I would get them because they come long. That I would get them long and I would get them cut up to like the bob that I'd had, and I was like, no, I am keeping this. I've loved it ever since. I've been swishing about. So you can have fun with it as well, and there are options with it. Rhona, you know this all too well. Not only working in it, but you've got personal experience. Are you able to share some of your story with us?
As I say, I remember the first time going along with my husband, and you get told that news that you're going to be having some chemotherapy, and I think you hear the word chemotherapy and you automatically think, oh, my hair, and you've got bigger things to be going through. But I think when my kids were so young, I just wanted to look like mum. So it was like I didn't want to scare them. And I think I'm such an organised person, so I was a way ahead. My poor husband was trying to get the treatment sorted out, and I was like, no, I need to get my hair sorted out, because I know what's going to happen now. And trying to be that brave one and going along and being a wee bit scared because you don't know what you're doing. To be told that you're too early, you've not even started your treatment yet. So there's a lot of women out there that'll think, I'll need to go and do that now. But it does, you want to sort it out quickly. So for me, it was about being prepared, being ready, so that I'd set the alarm in the morning and get up, put the hair on, do breakfast, get them all out to school, and then take the wig off. And then go, okay, how long have I got until they're back from school? Wee things like that. I just done it day by day. They kept me busy. When the kids, I did it for them. You were always like scared in case they were going to nip home from lunch or come home and you forgot they were coming home. Or my son used to open the door and shout that his friend was coming for dinner, and I used to think, well, that's my cue to go and get Miranda on, because that's what she was called, so I was Miranda, so to get her on and get her brushed up so that I just looked like mum to them. And that was good for me.
And how did you feel wearing the wig?
Well, the truth, it's probably like when you get in, if you've been having it on all day, you can't wait to get it off, because it is alien to you. So you're wearing something, it is like a hat, you're popping it on. And even though they are comfortable and they're lightweight, sometimes you will look in the mirror and you go, you can tell that I'm wearing one. I can't wait to get this. So don't take my picture. It was always a bit like, I think it shines differently in the pictures. But that was me, looking at me.
You're probably the only one that notices
and my
that,
friends used to nip me and say, you can't even tell, stop it. But I used to be like, yeah, you can so. But I think when I got in, I was comfortable taking it off, and I wore like the wee cotton caps in the house, just looking like I'd been maybe for a bath or a shower, wrapping it round so that the kids got used to seeing that too. But nobody saw me without anything. I think that's...
And now I have to say, your hair looks incredible.
Thank you.
It's gorgeous.
Thank you. I'm cheating as well. I cheat as well because it does.
I think we all do. It's all good to thicken it up, isn't it?
Thank you.
Must see some very emotional, or hear some very emotional stories and see some very emotional stories, but you must have some really rewarding moments as well. I know there'll be so many, but can you both pick any that stand out to you?
Just like what Marj was saying earlier on, when you see the families, like when you might take an elderly lady and, and she might be saying, oh, I'm not bothered about, I'm old now, as long as I'm well. And you do their wig and they go out and you see their wee old husband look at them like, you've just gave me my wife.
That must be so fulfilling.
It's lovely. Even like sometimes we've got our inpatients, our young ones over at the teenage, and even for them to come over and we're there for them, and you're trying them all on. You try to make it a wee bit fun, so it's nice for them to try them all on.
There's a lot of good people you meet there, so when you meet them and then they're happy in the end, like we feel it's a nice feeling for us.
Yeah.
One story I'll always remember was we had a patient over in B7. She was a refugee. It was really, really, really awful. It was sad. So she was fleeing our country, and she was safe, and the language barrier was really, we didn't have any, but we could understand the hair and everything else. And we remember using our phones. We're not allowed to use our phones, but we do use our phones for the translating, and it was absolutely amazing because she could tell me and she could show me pictures and we could do it, and we couldn't communicate, but there was the new hair. As soon as she got that, she was like, to see that, you're like, wow. Yeah. She had so much else going on.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It's just that wee boost, isn't it? It's just, it's that sense of normality. Do you think over the years, in recent times, things have got slightly better? Because a lot of stars, I think the Kardashians are in a different wig every day, aren't they? And everyone's got hair pieces and extensions. So whereas maybe, I don't know, I look back like 15, 20 years and beyond that, it was kind of quite obvious you were wearing a wig, and but now everybody's we've all got bits added on and stuff, so it is more. That's made it slightly easier, I guess.
People see celebrities and on their Instagram, their friends on a night out wearing wigs, so it's less scary for people. Before it was maybe just people like in the theatre or on TV.
But now you hear the word wig and you think
it's scary, but now it's so much more the done thing, and people want to wear wigs. So I mean, it's different if you're being made to wear a wig, but
but it's more, it might kind of ease it a bit. You won't feel that you stand out as
you're
much
so different.
because half the people in there have got things clipped into their hair. Me for one of them. Are there any strategies or support systems or products that you think give people comfort? Not just the wigs, obviously, but is there anything else they can be doing to help themselves with their hair and with how they look when they get that cancer diagnosis?
Well, I used to always say, unfortunately, when I was going through things, and it was, I used to be I loved a cup of coffee. And then you go off your coffee and then you're helping other people to say, well, drink some tea, have some flavoured tea. And then I'll always remember it was Easter time, so the kids got chocolate, and I remember breaking off a wee bit of chocolate and thinking, that doesn't taste like chocolate. I want chocolate. And then you got help from like nurses and everybody to help you, like dark chocolate tasted nicer and crisps were, it was helping all the patients to giving them wee ideas. Pineapple juice. Oh, that's the best.
Oh, is it?
So pineapple juice tastes like pineapple juice.
Right.
If you give it a good shake, put it in a long glass with ice and a straw, and it tastes like pineapple juice.
Oh, that's good.
Because there's a lot of things with the taste that,
That
you know,
goes-
so it goes
Yeah.
in that taste. It's nice and refreshing.
Yeah.
Always have ice lollies in the
Ice cream
freezer.
and, yeah.
Ice lollies and ice poles, they're the best. Yeah.
I think one of the other things I always remember I was told at first was it was one of the makeup classes, and they said even if you've not got any eyebrows, painting them in, or and now there are so many things you can do. But that makes a difference. And the woman just said they are the frame to your face.
Yes, that's true.
And I think that even because mine again thinned out, but just having them kind of, you know, a bit of pencil or whatever, it really changes your
transforms
Of course
from
it
looking
does.
stark to having a bit of a frame. And people are terrified of eyebrows actually as well as hair and eyelashes. And it's different for everyone. But as you say, there's so many new things like eyebrow transfers, stencils, magnetic lashes. We had a girl in B7. Every morning I went to see her and she was lying in her bed with her magnetic lashes on, fully made up because she wanted to feel good. And I was like, credit to you. She made me feel like I need to get my lippy on.
Oh, I was a lip liner. I had to have my lip liner on. If I didn't have my lip liner on, people thought, you're not well.
I'm an eyeliner. I'm sure people think that's tattooed on, but no, it's just a really good waterproof eyeliner that's never off. But it's just, it's what makes you feel.
And I think
like
as well, when you know, if you are losing your hair, and it's if the eyebrows do go and the eyelashes do go, you are then looking in the mirror and thinking, you know, and
it changes how you look.
Everything.
Fringes are good for wigs if you are losing your eyebrows. We kind of say maybe a bit of, we cut in like some shape around their face. It just stops it looking so stark.
And I think if you can as well, and obviously people's skin changes and things as well, but I always remember having a nice moisturiser felt good, and you know, I treated myself to some nice skin products because then I felt again much better. And I remember I spent quite a bit, I was like, felt like Pretty Woman one day. I thought, stuff this, I am feeling awful. I'm going to go buy some cream. I bought myself a mulberry bag. And that was the best day ever. You deserve that. I honestly did feel like Pretty Woman. I would never have normally treated myself like that, but I was like, I feel awful. I am going to go and treat myself. And it was the best thing. I just felt, I had a bit of a glow about me. So it's just finding something that makes you feel a bit more human and a bit more like yourself. And I think what you guys do is incredible in that. So just remind us again before we leave you, if somebody gets that diagnosis, how quickly, first of all, should they contact you, and you know, what are the kind of steps?
I would say contact us right away.
The sooner the better.
The sooner the better.
Because we get the ball rolling and we can help them get prepared and organised. And if
even
we need
if
to order
sometimes
them
they're a wee bit scared to do that wee phone call, but if we can catch them, we can look after them right from, we can maybe have a wee look at their hair, their colour, their style, everything before they leave it too long. Maybe things start happening, but everybody's different. But I would say,
and it lets them know that they can, they're not alone. If they meet us, we'll say, right, you've met us now. We'll look after you. Come up. And they can come up to the centre whenever they want. That's the good thing about the Wellbeing. Like,
and you can just sit there and have a cup of tea, can't
if you don't have an appointment, or if you're late or early for something, you can come up and get a coffee and say hello, and it's hopefully not that scary a place. Well, it's definitely not. No, we're friendly.
And I have remembered one wee thing. I've just remembered one wee thing. That when you maybe are losing your hair and you go for the shower, be very careful in the shower, because I remember putting the water on and standing underneath the shower and the hot water hitting off your wee head. You've got no hair to protect you. And I thought, I felt sorry for myself, and you were all bubbling, and then you think, so I try and tell people, just be careful. You know, just be careful.
Oh yeah, and with that, like cold weather, as you say.
Hot weather, the sun, we always say, watch that wee head of yours. Keep it protected. Because you do, it's cold in Scotland as well.
And some of the chemos can affect you in the sun and things as well. So so that's important. Well, ladies, we've just scratched the surface of this. I mean, you've got so many amazing tips, and it's just a welcoming place. And if that's what you're looking to do, if you're looking for some advice, if you're looking to get into a wig, I would suggest go to the Beatson. You are the girls to help them, and they are in very, very safe and wonderful hands. So thank you so much for joining me. And hopefully I'll
Lovely to
pop
see
in to see you for
Yeah.
a cuppa the next time I am
please
in
do.
the Beatson.
Yes.
Thank you so much, ladies.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Well, for more information or to learn about the hair and wig services available, then please visit beatsoncancercharity.org. Thank you so much for joining us again on Beatson Talks.